let's move on to our first story of the day. Apparently, Dilbert hates black people.
Yeah, I heard about this.
I didn't know. Like, I knew that Scott Adams was kind of like lean to the right. I knew that he was kind of like almost in an obsessed way. He seems like one of those guys who thinks that numbers mean something and like all words are acronyms, like Gary Busey. Like, fear is just false energy appearing real. That's what fear stands for. No, it doesn't. It means afraid of something.
It means you're scared.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, damn just means don't actualize menacing narcotics. It's like, no, that's not. No, it's got a dictionary definition. It's not. Let's not get cute with the acronyms. Well, anyway, Scott Adams, the guy who created Dilbert, went on some, look, I always do this in quotes until I read it myself. He went on a racist rant.
Okay.
Now, whenever the media says a guy went on a racist rant, I immediately prepare myself to be underwhelmed by the amount of racism I'm about to see.
Yeah, because usually if there is a lot, they don't warn you. They want to punch you with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, me personally, the media's standard for out-of-control racism is, to me, moderately over-the-line racism. Maybe you could walk that back a little bit. Like, I see Kramer's Laugh Factory set, and I go, could have stopped at the first or second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have to say it 90,000 times in front of a camera. I don't know if that was necessary. So Scott Adams said something, I guess, racist, and now every newspaper is canceling Dilbert. And what's interesting about this is if Scott Adams wanted to, this is an opportunity to, like, modernize and monetize Dilbert.
Yeah.
To, like, make it an online thing, make it a website thing, I don't know, where you can go and you can get Dilbert.
Lean hard in the paint on the racism, apparently.
And you can make Dilbert super based. Like, he goes to work and he goes, I'm not going to listen to anything you Jews tell me. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck, Dilbert?
His new coworker shows up. I see you're 15 minutes late.
Dilbert gets in there and they go, well, what are we going to do with this presentation? Don't give it to Lisa. They're not very good under pressure. Whoa, Dilbert, come on. Like, he just becomes an angry bigot. Just basically, Dilbert becomes Archie Bunker in a cubicle.
Look, guys, if we could just take one of the Asian guys and breed him with one of the guys from accounting. You know how
Dilbert starts doing eugenics. He's doing experiments in his basement. I have a set of Siamese twins here. I'm going to separate them. We're going to see how long they can last.
I just want the mathematics and the fiscal luck just put together.
Dilbert Mengele.
Oh, God.
Just gets out of hand. So I want to know.
The island of Dr. Dilbert.
I want to know what the fuck.
That he said?
Scott Adams said that now got Dilbert canceled from every newspaper out there because the Star Tribune locally here, done. They're not doing Dilbert anymore. I saw a Cleveland newspaper. Done. No more Dilbert. New York Times. I don't know if they were doing Dilbert, but they're not doing Dilbert anymore. I'm not sure. Everybody's getting rid of Dilbert. The creator of the classic comic strip may have just lined up the final nail in his coffin when it comes to newspapers running his stuff via a racist rant about black people. All right, here's what I worry about before we read it. I just don't want it to be a rant we've ever done. I want Scott Adams to go far and beyond anything I've ever said.
Right, because otherwise we don't even have a comic strip.
Because, I don't consider myself a racist person. I really don't. Oh, Lord, boss show isn't racist. He is as equality-based as they come. That is sure why I'm here all month long. See, I'm not a racist guy.
Diversity hire.
Whatever. No, that's all equity. Or not equity. I can't even think of the word that I hired him based on. It's what do you, a merit. Merit-based hire. That's what he was. So Scott Adams posted a new episode to his podcast Wednesday. Now, let me ask you something. If you're making a comic strip about a wacky guy in a cubicle with blasé
takes on the world,
takes on the mundane workplace life, can you really be doing a podcast where you're going to talk about race and current events and politics?
No, because literally anything is spicy at that point.
Right. If you're Dilbert and you make a fart joke, that's a little too hot for the Dilbert audience. You know, you don't see Marmaduke running around going, 13% of the population makes up for 53%. All right, Marmaduke.
But
Christ.
he does bark like a lot.
He does, and only at specific people who come to the door. So Scott Adams posted a new episode to his podcast Wednesday where he discussed a poll he says was put out by Rasmussen, which cites 53% of black Americans agreeing with the phrase, "It's okay to be white." I'll be honest, it's more than I thought. Thank you, majority of black people. It's very nice of you.
That's how I feel too.
It's See, now, I would have said, no, I don't agree with that statement. They would have said, why, sir? I would have said, because I believe it's lovely to be white. They would have said, oh, sorry, we didn't include that one.
I believe it's a privilege to be white.
See, you guys always wanted me to acknowledge the privilege. Meaning almost half of the respondents surveyed didn't necessarily agree, sending Adams into a tirade about the ramifications of that from his point of view. Now, here's my problem. This is a landmine that can be avoided by simply not talking about it. You would have been fine.
Just don't talk about it on your podcast. Bitch to your friends.
There's absolutely no reason. And now I go to the chat being white is the only... Okay, no. Take it easy. Now you guys aren't going to get a chance to redo Dilbert. You're not going to get a chance to get it. So you have this poll that says 53% of black Americans agree with the phrase, "It's okay to be white." There's not much meat on that bone. Like that just... It is what it is. There's no reason for the guy who made Dilbert to really give a long expose on that. Unless you're kind of a dummy.
Oh, God. I mean, seriously, Eminem, you should have given up so long ago.
So here's Moby and Eminem's love child.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't even think
Yeah,
that.
here's Scott Adams on his podcast. And it's always good, especially when you do it via video, not just audio, because then it leaves absolutely no doubt
as to who said what.
As to who said the thing about black people. Again, certain people can get away with this. Not the guy who writes the mundane observations about office life. He can't do that.
I can't wait to see what the Garfield creator's up to.
Wait until you see the new strip of Dilbert, by the way. He's got a cool new mustache.
Oh, really?
You're going to love it. Yeah, he wears an armband to work. He's great.
Oh, great.
So here we go. Scott Adams, what lost him his Dilbert comic strip?
Well, Rasmussen poll had a provocative little poll today. They said, do you agree or disagree with the statement, "It's okay to be white"? That was an actual question. Rasmussen asked, white and black voters, and probably others, do you disagree or agree with the statement, "It's okay to be white"? 26% of blacks said no.
Okay, so a quarter of black people are bitchy about white people. That's fine.
I feel like we've earned that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware, we have a history.
Right. I mean, 1/4 of black. Look, if you're a black person who's over the age of 60, like, you remember not being able to go certain places. And if 25% of black people are over the age of 60, then it's completely reasonable for them to go,
yeah, it ain't okay.
I don't like Whitey. No, Whitey ain't for me. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
He's going to be chanting the race war.
And this guy is, I mean, again, you got to work on having your own life, having your own shit, having things to distract you that you enjoy, because you cannot let a poll like this shake you up. First of all, you're giving the people who made it exactly what they were looking for. They wanted to get people all riled up and talking about their poll, and they wanted you, like a guy who claims to be an intellectual like Scott Adams. The fact that he can't see through this, and this is clearly based to divide white people and black people on the race issue, and he's going to play right into it, is remarkable to me. And number two, I'm waiting for the racist part, because he's setting it up real
Yeah, I mean,
linear here.
It just seems like he doesn't like people who, again, the whole thing seems racist, like with just the angle of it.
It is funny that he's commenting on a potentially racist statement and they're calling his response racist. Like saying it's not okay to be white is a very racist thing to think, no matter how justified you feel you are. It's a racist thing to think that just because like the skin color you were born with is not okay.
Well, I mean, just switch the white part with black on that article, and I feel like people would have been pissed. What do you mean it's not a... Whoa! Like
here's a good one. Throw trans in there. And tell me how quickly you're fired for answering no to that question. Please. I'd love to see it.
I also think it'd be higher than 25%.
But you're right. That's probably a good point, especially among the black community. So Scott Adams responds to this. He bites on this, and then poor Dilbert has to get bent over.
It's not okay to be white. 21% weren't sure. Add them together, that is 47% of black respondents were not willing to say it's okay to be white.
Well, wait a minute, though. But what about the 21% who said not sure? Because I feel like most of those people were just going, leave me the fuck out of this.
Yeah, dude, I'm not sure because, like, I don't know all white people, so I'm not going to vouch for them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, let it go.
Never met him.
That's like a real poll. This just
Yes.
happened. Did you have any idea?
No, here's a real poll. The one that's about to be shoved up Dilbert's ass after you're done with this rant. That's a poll.
The one your wife's about to start hitting to pay the bills.
Would you have imagined that could have happened?
Yes. I watch the news. I've seen America. I can believe that a quarter of black people aggressively agree with the opinion it's not okay to be white.
I can't believe how worked up you're getting about it already.
Yeah.
You seem like you're about to have a nervous breakdown in your incredibly nice office,
Yes,
by the
it's
way.
lovely.
What do you do? What's wrong with your life? Just enjoy it.
You're going to be fine. You're white.
Buy some more books. You got too much shelf space.
Yeah.
So I realized, as you know, I've been identifying as black for a while, years now,
Oh,
because I like to be on the winning team, and I like to help. And I always thought, well, if you help the black community, that's sort of the biggest lever. You can find the biggest benefit. So I thought, well, that's the hardest thing and the biggest benefit. So I'd like to focus a lot of my life resources in helping black Americans. So much so that I started identifying as black to just be on the team I was helping. But
This doesn't sound good.
Hashtag boomer cringe. A little bit of boomer cringe going on here. The I identify as bit.
I identify as black. That's not going to endear anyone to your cause, especially when you do kind of look like powder. Like, it's just, it's not going to help.
I believe I watched Michael Keaton stir you into a glass of water to make Instamix shakes in The Founder.
Oh, Jesus.
Vanilla joke. The only thing that was going to come of this was another person was going to come up to him from the newspaper and say, look, I identify as Jewish. You're fired. How's that?
it turns out that nearly half of that team doesn't think I'm okay to be white.
Well,
Which is,
you
of
don't
course,
think
why I
you're
identified
okay to
as
be
black,
white.
so I could be on the winning team for a while.
Oh, there you go.
But I have to say, this is the first political poll that ever changed my activities. I don't know that that's ever happened before.
What, you were going to go play tennis and you didn't? What do you mean it changed your activities?
I was gonna shoot a free throw with some of the brothers, and now I won't even go near the b-ball.
There's 5 guys on a team. You do the math. At least one of them wants to kick the shit out of me. So, I'm going to stay away from the basketball court, I think. I mean, this is what happens. Again, I've given this warning before, but this is what happens when you get too into politics and you take all that stuff too seriously. Is stuff like this just melts your brain and you turn into angry. But
guys, I'm an ally.
Yeah, or just, I identify as black because I like the weird douchey sarcasm that just doesn't hit.
I want to be on the winning team.
I don't think this is a remarkably racist rant. Like, I don't think this is like horrifically racist. There could be more coming, but
I don't
to
know.
me, so far, this is just kind of lame. You know what it is? It's the racial equivalent to a Dilbert strip. It's just kind of blah.
I mean, on a scale of racism, I don't think this even rates like, Uncle at Thanksgiving. Like, this
Right.
is, Jesus, man.
On a scale of 0 to Mel Gibson, I mean, this
Hey,
is
sugar tits.
Yeah. Wait, would it be 0 to Mel Gibson or 0 to Kramer?
I think it'd be 0 to Kramer.
Okay.
Mel Gibson's like 3/4 to Kramer.
Okay, all right. From 0 to Kramer, like, to me, I don't know. This isn't even The View. I mean, it's not that bad.
Normally you see a poll, you just look at it, you go, whatever. Oh, this is interesting what other people think. But as of today, I'm going to re-identify as white because I don't want to be a member of a hate group. I'd accidentally joined a hate.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Lord.
This is where Dilbert decided to throw his punchline in. So this is the last frame of the comic strip where he's like, I got to get away from you, dark monsters. You're like, okay.
By the way, really nice that you're going to combat this racism by going, you know what? I'm just going to classify all black people as the enemy.
Isn't that how this shit always works? This is why, people can't get mad at me for going, I ain't taking sides on any of this shit. Because I got to either take one side, which is like, it's not okay to be white. And they don't see how, racist that could be if you flipped it around. And I'm certainly not going to be on Scott Adams' side who goes, well, black people are a hate group. Jesus. Why? Because all the elderly ones still hate whitey? I mean,
some of them still have very real scars, my friend.
Yeah. And some of them have just been arrested a lot, and they're like, no, fucking all the cops are always fucking white. I hate them. They're always getting in my way. Fuck these guys.
I'm just trying to sell some dope.
Yeah.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll.
That's always my favorite defense. Is like, look, I'm not being a racist piece of shit. It's the poll.
The poll's racist. I'm just acting on it.
Yeah. Stop letting the poll dictate your behavior. I say this to you and Neil Patrick Harris. Both of you just need to watch how you take the poll. But like in this case, he's like, half of black people aren't okay. That's not what the poll said. 27% of black people didn't want to answer it because there was another black person next to him who didn't like white people and they didn't want to get hit. It's all that happened.
And by the way, this isn't all black people or all white people. These are just the respondents.
Right.
What if these are just like, what if we're just skimming off of the Chudley part of America here?
There's another thing about politics that bugs me. He's a big Trump guy, right?
Yeah.
Aren't all the Trump people like polls are bullshit, polls are stupid, they manipulate the polls, they rig the polls. But this is everybody. This is lefty, righty, everybody in between. As soon as a poll says something they like, they forget everything they ever said about polls. If the poll says something that they can run with, then polls are, hey, man, look what they said. But if it's something like their guy's behind by 14 points, well, polls are bullshit and the mainstream media is trying to brainwash you.
That's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Yeah, Jim, can you order me an extra Marmaduke strip for next week? Because I'm going to have to run 2 a day of those. I don't have anything to replace Dilbert yet. Is that Beetle Bailey guy coming out of retirement? Because we got some open column inches. Get the word out to aspiring comic strip writers that there's space in the New York Times.
Hey, has that Rick and Morty guy cooled down yet? Has he considered switching to a comic strip?
Can we get the Rick and Morty guy? We could probably get him on the cheap right now.
I mean,
is Justin Roiland still out there? I mean, all he did was send creepy messages to minors. I mean, this guy's. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Scott Adams not just advocate for segregation?
Yeah,
I believe he did.
He kind of said, "Get the hell away from black people."
He did just. I'm going to go back just to make sure he said what I believe he said, and I wasn't having a fever dream in the middle of my own show.
And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Yeah, it doesn't age any better.
No, I really thought it would do better the second time around.
Racist ass shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think. Woo.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. This was Scott Adams when he went to Harlem last week. Yeah, people are saying that this is not the first time he's been racist. This is him in Harlem last week.
Guys, the monkeys are attacking us.
See, now that's not okay.
No.
You don't talk like that.
That's just mean.
You don't talk like that.
And we've still got time left. I'm worried he's gonna double down. But
we have a whole nother clip after this.
Oh sweet Jesus! Does he start listing signs that they're nearby? Keep a glass of water on the table. If it starts vibrating from a bass beat, you know they're near.
If you're at a party and you smell Jerry Curl activator, Scott, it's not 1987. Come on. That's horse shit.
He's out in public. He hears someone drive by. The car goes, "Woot woot! It's time to roll. We gotta go."
What I do is I go and I buy up all the sweet tea and Skittles from all the gas stations to make sure that the riffraff stays out.
Scott, you're balding. Why do you have crates of Jerry Curl? 'Cause I'm fucking fighting back.
I go to sporting goods stores and I deflate all the basketballs.
Oh,
I poke holes in them. Scott, I mean, no offense, buddy. You seem a little upset. Yeah, I want, can I get some Black and Milds? How many? All of them. Give me all of your Black and Milds and all of your Swisher Sweets. We're going to clean this neighborhood up. Scott, this is not the way to spend your fortune.
He goes low-key Dilbert fighting back now. He's at like carnival rides. It says must be this tall to ride, and he's writing and must have this credit score.
Oh, Scott. That is not okay. You son of a bitch. Ugh. What are you doing? I'm putting chicken grease on all the trigger chambers of your guns.
Oh, Jesus.
Trigger guards. Trigger chambers, you fucking idiot. Oh, you get the idea. Oh, Scott is not... Yeah, you ain't coming back from that one. Advocating for segregation is usually a fireable offense no matter where you go.
Going. The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. All right, this can't be fixed. You just have to escape.
Jesus.
I'm going to say it. Trans Ellen is right.
Well, he did another clip.
Oh, great.
This one was called He's Done Helping.
Oh,
sorry. That last thing where you told white people to get the... I was confused.
I thought you were done helping there.
Yeah. This is like watching a guy reach through his own coffin so he can hold the nail in place while you hammer it in. He's like, all right, go ahead. I got it. Shit. All right. You ready to watch Dilbert
done helping?
Commit seppuku live on podcast?
So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population.
Just fucking said it, didn't he? He just went ahead and said that. I mean, most of us joke, but he just threw it out there.
Oh, this looks like a lovely place. I'm glad I looked it up on the real estate site. Just curious, what's the shade degree? Oh, you mean like the sun? No. I mean like, I see. Never mind. This isn't going to work.
What time, I don't know. Around what time of day would you say it gets dark out? Like, what do you mean, Scott? Like around sunset? No. You ain't catching my drift. I don't know. What time does, say the fire, like the bonfire get a little smoky? That's what I'm at. Scott, we have no idea what you're trying to say.
Look, if I go out...
How many black people live here?
If I go out in the morning to grab my Sunday paper, will I see people mowing the lawns? Will those be employees or owners? That's
what I'm trying to say is, will the lawnmower have spinning rims? That's Scott. Nobody does that.
Then one goes by.
Pumps and a bump. Pumps and a bump. Why are they playing Too Funky Headhunter by MC Hammer? That's a weird song to be playing. I would fucking die this summer if my neighbor is outside mowing her yard and fucking Pumps and a Bump come on. Oh, I would love that. I'd grab a chair, I'd put it out in the yard, and I'd just grab a beer and listen. Pumps and a bump, pumps and a bump. We like the girls with a pumps and a bump.
I want to do that now. I need to have a lawnmower with hydraulics. Like I want to come in and then like lower it down.
It really seems counterintuitive to what you're trying to get done. But
I don't know.
Just want to piss off Dilbert?
Yeah.
God. Dilbert! Why did you say what you said about black people, Dilbert?
I want him to go on Jesse Lee Peterson's show now.
Now, I really like all the things you said about black people. I want to say that the fact that they took away your comic strip was amazing.
Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. Oh, no. And this is according to...
Don't
do this.
Don't do this.
Take your noticinol.
Scott, I'm asking you. For the sake of all people who work cubicle jobs and would like to have mundane witticisms thrown their way when they open a newspaper, don't do this, Scott.
You are the only thing they can put up as quote-unquote artwork at their desk. Don't do this.
Oh, that crazy Dilbert. He is right about the stapler, though. Your safe office space fucking comic strip is gone now because you had to talk about blacks and crime and moving out of the neighborhood. Oh, shit.
There's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he...
Yeah, because Don Lemon's never gotten in trouble for anything he's said before. That's a real good guy to follow, Scott. A guy who just got off suspension for saying some hateful shit. Look, or what they called hateful shit.
Scott, you're past your prime. You're not in your prime.
To which he looks at you and goes, I'm in my prime.
He notes that
I have not yet begun to defile myself.
Oh, Dilbert, no.
when he lived in a
I got two race theories, one for each of you. Oh, Dilbert comic strip writer, where you going with that racial observation?
You know, polls really aren't your game. How about a racial rant?
Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Dilbert. I forgot you were there. You can get off the newspaper now. And leave that racial observation with you.
that when he lived in a
Doesn't anybody have the guts to move out of this neighborhood? I'm your Huckleberry.
when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood,
Yeah.
there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living.
Don Lemon also tells 41-year-old women that they're not in their prime right to their face on national television. Not the smartest guy in the world.
He's walked up to more than a few people and supposedly shoved his fingers in their face saying, hey, smell my dick. Like, again,
Right.
This isn't someone you should be taking social cues from.
Yeah, I don't think Don Lemon is really the guy you should be shooting for.
Based on where he lived and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever.
Right now, Owen Benjamin is watching this going, guys, Scott Adams has gone too far. Guys, Scott Adams is too based.
As a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense.
And all black people collectively sighed and cried. Oh, the Dilbert guy isn't helping us anymore. I'm just saying there's probably there's not too many Dilbert comic strips up at barbershops.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. Although I'd love to see now that someone takes the Dilbert comic strip and then, like, you know, throws people of color into it and wokeifies the whole thing just to piss him off now.
The boss is trans. He's got, like, rainbow hair. He's got a septum piercing. I think it's time.
It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it
Oh, damn it. No, everyone, all black people will remember this as the day they lost Scott Adams.
I just really feel like, why stop now? You're on such a roll. Just keep helping the black
Keep
community.
helping black people. This is going great, Scott. You'll be back to good in no time.
doesn't seem like it pays off.
Dilbert, please.
Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist.
Imagine that.
So what you're saying is you didn't believe in what you were doing, but you did it 9 to 5 every day, hoping it would pay off in the end. And in the end, it bit you in the ass like a cubicle job.
Oh my God, you've become a Dilbert strip.
Oh!
Are they going to change his name to Dilger? I don't know.
That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying.
Just in case you were confused as to what the general thesis of my topic of conversation here is today, don't help black people.
I'm going to guess that was actually a pretty racist rant.
You know, usually the news tells you that it's a racist rant. You
And
go,
they oversell it.
yeah, you go, oh, come on, that wasn't that bad. But this one was pretty racist.
God, I did not expect it to take a left turn to Salty Town right there. Like, just because it seems so blasé all the way up until yep, fuck black people. Like, whoa,
Jesus,
whoa,
Scott.
buddy.
Great Scott. Oh man! If you go to the chat right now, there's apparently I've garnered an audience that is not unsupportive of some of the things Scott Adams is saying. Guys, I'm just saying you can't say what Scott Adams says and keep your comic strip. That's all.
Yeah, but fortunately, none of them have a comic strip.
Jay Hasty says, Jesus, this guy's building the whole coffin and starting with cutting the tree down. Rex Start parody account says, everyone racing to their cubicles this morning to tear down their Dilbert cartoons before HR comes in. Yeah, that's going to increase productivity. Yeah, Jonathan Todd does not believe it was a racist rant at all. Darren Orson says Scott Adams forgot to use his sock account. You like guys like him should just hire people to do a podcast for them and just say the
stuff they want.
Yeah, like he could have got somebody. Corey Feldman might be hard up for cash. You know, I've been looking up the net worths of a lot of my favorite rappers from the late '90s and early 2000s. Most of them are broke, so you know. Maybe it would mean something more coming from a black guy.
Time to start seeing who's on Cameo.
Yeah, right. Scott Adams just starts buying cameos. And it's like the guy from Hanging with Mr. Coopers is like, hey, y'all white people, just get out of the black neighborhoods.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
not safe. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Too bad Gilbert Gottfried isn't alive anymore. Scott Adams could buy a cameo. You need to get out of the black neighborhoods. Nobody there is keeping you safe. He's just buying cameos so he can say what he wants to say and not lose his comic strip.
13% of the population. Jesus.
All right, hello, everyone. This is Alex Jones, and I just wanted to do this cameo out to Scott Adams' former neighbors. He says he's very happy to be out of the neighborhood. He said he's moved somewhere where it's completely white and Jewish. There's absolutely no crime, and he's very happy to be there. He just wanted to say, suck it. That's the message that I'm giving you from Scott. Yeah, just go on Cameo and find somebody else to say all your shit for you.
If you don't move out of the community, the blacks find a way. Whoa,
Jeff Goldblum, why are you here? When it comes to the black neighborhoods, you gotta take them down, take them out. Do your stuff. What the fuck, Jeff? My God, man. Well, you know something, dude.
Oh,
this is actually a rant I would have done for free, brother. But my dude Scott Adams said that I should do it for him, man. 13% of the population, brother. That's all the Hulksters got to say. Because Scott Adams is moving out of the neighborhood, man. And there's only one thing that's going to happen after Scott Adams moves out of the neighborhood, brother. And that's another family's going to move in and knock down the property values, dude. So what you going to do when Scott Adams moves out on you? Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
No, I was about to do that one. Oh, we want the gold, sucker. Scott Adams, we coming for you, nigga.
Well, you see, baby, the American dream says that the dream is always to get a nice home in a nice neighborhood and make sure you can live along like-minded people, you see, baby. So the American dream says, Scott Adams, you get out there. And you move out of that neighborhood because as soon as it reverses population, if you will, there's going to be gorilla shit all over the neighborhood. Jesus. Eric says, what would Al Pacino say? Oh, move. But I don't know what to say. But what would Al Pacino say? Who else could say that gentrification wasn't all mine?
You got me. Hand in the jar.
You got me. Hand in the pig's feet jar.
Oh.
You got me. Hand in the chitlin jar. Oh, no. Jesus Christ, man. Scott Adams lost Dilbert, and it's all because he had to tell you about why he moved. Oh, boy. Well, there you go. No more Dilbert, guys. Honestly, when it comes to, the Dilbert shit and all that stuff, I didn't even know that comic strips were even a big thing.
I kind of thought we were done with that.
Yeah.
Because who even pays, because you have to get the newspaper to read who gets those anymore?
Who gets the newspaper anymore? I always even when I was a kid, I found it lame when people would read comic strips and laugh at them. Like, my parents would do that. They'd cut it out for each other. They'd hang it on the refrigerator.
Oh,
and
that's
they'd be
a
like,
shame.
See, it's like, oh, God. Really? Is that really that funny? Oh, man. Mondays do suck. Aren't Mondays terrible? Yep, sure are. All right. Hi, everybody. Mike Lindell here for my neighborhood. Have you had it with half the people in your neighborhood thinking it's not okay to be you? Well, stop helping and move out to my neighborhood, where the gate code is always secret.